Hello, this is Mr. Kinyanola, and I'm going to teach you today about 9 possible scenarios when you encounter 30, 60, 90 triangles. So, when you see these types of triangles, you will be prepared, you'll know what to do, and it will be super quick. If you just follow this and you just study these 9 types of scenarios, and you should be okay. So you're going to need 3 things. You're going to need a black pen, you're going to need a red pen or a blue pen or whatever color you want, and you're going to need a straight edge, something that you're going to need to draw straight edges. Because look at my straight edge. That's not straight. I should have used this. Anyways, so number 1. Well, this isn't number 1. This is like pre-number 1. Let's review what a 30, 60, 90 triangle is and what that pattern is. So let's draw a triangle like that. Make it a right triangle. So we got that. And let's make our 30-degree angle right here, and let's draw our 60-degree angle right there. And if you do recall, the pattern is the shortest side. The shortest side is the side that is being flashed by the 30. It's opposite of the 30. This was a flashlight. It's flashing this side right here, and this side would be X. The middle side is the side that is opposite of the 60 degrees. Here's a flashlight flashing on that side. This would be X times radical 3. And the hypotenuse, the side that is opposite the 90-degree angle, is twice X, or 2 times X. Let's put that times right there so we don't forget. Okay, so let's take our red pens and let's make sure we really know what to do in this situation right here. So the hypotenuse is twice the short side. So whatever the short side is, let's say the short side is 10. Let's say this is 10, then this has to be twice that, 20. If this was 15, this is 30. If this is 47, this would be 94. Okay, so that's twice the short side. The opposite end, the short side, is half the hypotenuse. So whatever the hypotenuse is, this is half of it. So let's say the hypotenuse is 100, and this is 50. Let's say that this is 90, then this is 45. Let's say this is 3,000, then this is 1,500. Let's say this is 1, this is half. Okay? And the middle side is the short side times radical 3, or times square root of 3. So whatever the short side is, you multiply it by radical 3 to get the middle side. So if this was 5, then this would be 5 radical 3. Okay, so that's a quick review of the pattern. So you don't have to use the Pythagorean theorem. But if you want to and use and take up all that time to do it, go for it. But here, this is a shortcut. It's a shortcut. Okay, so as we're doing these, press pause and try to do these on your own before I give you the answer. Draw this in your notebooks, or draw these on flashcards and study these before you go to sleep and right when you wake up, and do these, okay? And yeah, all right, here's number 1. And these will get progressively more challenging, but as you do these more and more, as you review these, all of them will be equally easy. But you have to put in the review time to do these. Anyways, enough of that. So here's the first one, right? Number 1. Draw this. Let's put our 90. I'm going to put a 30 right here, 30 degrees, but we don't have to put a 60 because we can use the triangle sum theorem in our brains. 90, 30, we could already assume that's 60 without even wasting any ink. Okay, and let's make this side 5, let's make this side X, and let's make this side Y. Press pause, figure out what X and Y are on your own. Okay, unpause. I'm going to take my red pen, and using the shortcut, we got This is the middle side because it's opposite the 60 degrees right there that we can't see, but we can figure out. So the middle side is the short side times radical 3. So there's our answer. And y is just twice the short side. So 2 times 5, which is 10. So that's it. Here are our two answers. X equals 5 radical 3 and y equals 10. Yeah? Okay, simple enough. That's number 1. So here's the first one that you should be able to do without even thinking about it. And you'll get there as you practice these. Okay? Let's write number 2. Okay, here we go. Draw that. Draw that. And we'll put a 90 here. Let's put a 60 degrees here. We don't have to put that 30. Triangle sum theorem, we know that's 30 without even putting it. Okay? And let's put x over here. Let's put y over here. And let's put 14 over here. All right. Press pause. Figure it out. Okay. Unpause. Here's the hypotenuse. We know the hypotenuse is twice as much as the short side. We also know that the short side is half of the hypotenuse. So half of 14 is 7. And we know the middle side is the short side times radical 3. And that's it. Okay, so hopefully that was simple enough. Okay. All right, here we go. Number 3. You're like, these are supposed to get more challenging? What? Okay, so here is number 3. And let's put that. Let's put that. And let's put the 30 degrees there. Okay, and then let's put x. Let's put y. And let's put the middle side. Let's make the middle side 11 radical 3. All right. So, as we do know, the middle side is just the short side times radical 3. So what does that x have to be? Oh, press pause. Do this on your own if you didn't already. Okay, unpause. Okay, x is just 11. Because if this is 11, then the middle side is 11 times radical 3, right? Yeah, right. And then the hypotenuse is twice the short side. So that is 22. 11 times 2 is 22. Okay? All right. Hopefully you guys got that. Hopefully you're getting this. Hopefully you're seeing the pattern. Short side is half of the hypotenuse. Middle side is just the short side times radical 3. All right. Here we go. We're going to progressively get more challenging. First off, to make this more challenging, my triangle doesn't even look like a triangle, but okay, whatever. That's besides the point. Let's put a 30 degrees here. Let's put a 60 degrees here. We don't have to put anything here because we know by triangle sum theorem that is 90. And let's make this x. Let's make this y. And you said make it more challenging, Mr. Q. Make it more challenging. I'm getting this. Okay. 4 radical 3. All right. Now, what's up with this? What's up with this? All right. We'll do the same pattern. Okay. So let's start off with the short side. I'm gonna take my red pen. I'm gonna write x is equal to the short side. Here's the short side. It's opposite of the 30, which is 4 radical 3. This entire thing is the short side. And we said multiply whatever over here is, whatever the length is over here, by radical 3. Yeah? So we take this, which is this, and we're going to multiply it by radical. But you're saying, but there's already a radical 3 there. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Take whatever is over here as the short side, the length of the short side, and multiply it by radical 3. If there's already a radical 3, multiply it by another radical 3. Okay, just like how we did with number 3. Whatever was the short side, we multiply it by radical 3. Just like number 1. The short side, middle side is 5 radical. Just like number 2. Whatever the short side is, multiply by radical 3. Just so number 4, take the short side, all of it, and multiply it by radical 3. But we're not done. We want to simplify this. So, what's radical 3 times radical 3? Yeah, it's radical 9. What's the square root of 9? Oh, no, not that. It's just 3. Almost got me. And we're going to bring down that 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So, look at that. X is 12. Okay, so you're saying, but doesn't the middle side usually have a radical 3? Yeah, it does, but that's where it's here. But then as we multiplied it and simplified it, it looks nicer as just 12 instead of 4 radical 3 times radical 3. Okay, now y is twice as long. The hypotenuse is twice as long as the short side. So we're going to write 2 times 4 radical 3. 2 times 4 is 8 radical 3. That's it. So there's our answer. Okay, there are our 2 answers. Take a second. Look at all our steps. Make sure it gets into your head, because this is where it gets a little challenging. So you take the short side, multiply it by radical 3. Okay, well, I take a sip of water. Water is so good. Okay, now let's try number 5. Okay, so you got that? You got that? You got that? You got it. Okay, I heard you say yes. So here is number 5. Let's draw another 30, 60, 90 triangle where the hypotenuse is twice as long as the short side. Okay, let's make this x. Let's make this y. Let's make this 14 radical 3. All right, take our red pens. Okay, well, yeah. So we know that x is a short side, and we know that the short side is half of the hypotenuse. Okay, and half of 14 radical 3 is just 7 radical 3. Okay, we're only dividing the coefficient. We're not going to divide the radical by 2. Just, okay, because it's a whole number with the whole number. Okay, or the outside number with an outside number, if you want to think of it that way. Okay, and then here's our y. We're going to take the short side, 7 radical 3, and just like the previous problem, it's what the middle side is the short side. I'm underlining that. That's not a math thing. I'm just showing you that this is the short side times radical 3. So we took the entire short side and multiplied it by radical 3. And again, radical 3 times radical 3 is radical 9. Square root of 9 is 3, not radical 3, but straight up just 3. Like just straight up, like straight up 3. And 7 times 3 is 21. So y is equal to 21. Okay? All right. Here we go. Hopefully you understood 4 and 5, because number 6 is a good one. It's one of my favorites. Like, you ever have a favorite 30, 60, 90 triangle problem? I mean, whew, yeah, this one is just, like, if I were to rank these, I would rank this number 1. If we were to do, like, a draft, like, you know, like in the NBA and draft, hey, what's your number 1 pick for 30, 60, 90 triangles? This is the one. Okay, so 60 degrees, I'm going to put an X right here. I'm going to put a Y right here, and I'm going to put a 21. And you're saying, wait, what? Hold on. Oh, I'm not going to put 21. That's wrong, because you already know the answer to that. I'm going to change this one. I'm going to make this into 27. Because if you look at number 5, then you could figure it out. It's just backwards. Okay, so let's make this. This is a 27. Okay. All right, so 27. Whoa, That was a close one. I almost put 21. So 27. All right. Now, this is the middle side. It's opposite the 60. And so here's the long way. And then maybe, I'm not going to tell you, but maybe you can see a shortcut. But here's the mathematical way of doing this. The middle side is whatever the short side is times radical 3. So I'm going to take 27 and I'm going to set it equal to the short side. At the moment, the short side is just x times radical 3, right? That's what we know. We know that the middle side is the short side times radical 3. That's the pattern, right? Right. But we want to get x by itself, so we could just have the short side. This is x times a radical 3. We want to get rid of this radical 3. The opposite of times is divide. We're going to divide both sides by radical 3. So these cancel out. But we're not going to put 27 over radical 3 because that's a little complicated. We have to simplify things. And if you remember, you can't have a square root in the denominator as the bottom number. So the way to get rid of this radical 3 is multiply the numerator and denominator both by radical 3. We're not changing the value because this is really just 1. Okay, but we're going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by radical 3. And I'm going to put my work over here. So 27 times radical 3 is 27 radical 3 over square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9, which is just 27 radical 3 over 3, because square root of 9 is 3. And we could simplify this some more. 27 divided by 3 is 9 radical 3. Whew. Okay, so yeah, x, the short side is 9 radical 3. Look that over. Look it over. Look at that. Look, press pause and just admire it. Okay. But so here's the mathematical way of getting this. But some of you guys may be smarty pantses and you might see a pattern. This is now 9 radical 3. We start off with 27. This one is 21. This turned out to be 7 radical 3. So I'll let you figure that out if you can see a pattern on your own. Okay. But yeah, this is the mathematical way of getting the short side when the middle side doesn't have a radical 3. Okay, and then the hypotenuse is just twice this. So 2 times 9 radical 3, which is just 18 radical 3. Okay, that's why this is one of my favorite, maybe top 1, top 2 problems for 30, 60, 90 triangles, because it's great. There's a long, nice mathematical way, and then if you could see the pattern, there's a shortcut way. But as you develop the pattern in your brain, as you're thinking of it on your own, make sure you don't forget the original pattern, because a lot of students do that. Okay, all right, here's number 7. Draw another 30, 60, 90 triangle. Let's make this X. Let's make this Y. Let's make this 14 and just 14. Okay, so yeah, let's do the same thing that we did before. We know that this is the middle side, and the middle side is equal to whatever the short side is times radical 3. We know the short side for now is X. And so the middle side would be x times radical 3. Okay? And we want to divide both sides by radical 3. But we don't want a radical in the denominator. So we're going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by radical 3. This would turn out to be 14 radical 3 over radical 9. And to simplify that, that would be 14 radical 3 over 3. Excuse me. These problems, yeah. Okay, anyways, these problems. 3 doesn't go into 14. You could get a decimal, but we could just leave it like that. Okay, it's a nice looking fraction. It's a good looking fraction. So These cancel out. So we know that's x. So x is equal to 14 radical 3 divided by 3. But if you wanted to use your calculator, I guess 14 divided by 3 is 4.6. So you could also written 14.6 with a bar radical 3. So that's the same thing. But I prefer that fraction. And the hypotenuse is twice this. So we're going to write 2 times 14 radical 3 over 3. 2 times 14 is 28. Radical 3 over 3. 3 doesn't go into 28 nicely. So that's it. This would be our answer. Okay, so this right here and this right here. Okay, so take it all in. Take a break, press pause, and start off with number 1 and work up to here before we do the next one, which is also a great one. Okay, all right, here is number 8. So everyone draw your 8th 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, and if you could get 1 through 7, yeah, you'll be good for about 90% of the problems that you'll encounter in life. 90, but some teachers may try to get you, may try to challenge you. Teacher, this guy I know named Mr. Kinyanola, he might challenge you and put it on a test or something. So make sure you get this. Okay, so let's say that the short side is 3 radical 5. Oh, not 3. See, I even messed myself up. 3 radical 5. All right, let's do this. Press pause. Try to figure it out on your own. Okay, we know that this is the middle side. The middle side is just the short side times radical 3. Short side times radical 3. This is a radical. This is a radical. This is a radical. This is a radical. Let's multiply the radicals. Radical 5 times radical 3 is radical 15. 3 doesn't multiply to anything, so it's just 3 radical 15. Boom. There's your answer for the middle side. Okay, because there's that extra radical 3, but we just simplified it to make it look nicer, look handsomer, or prettier, whichever you want. And then y is twice the short side, so 2 times 3 radical 5. 2 times 3 is 6 radical 5. So there's our final answer. And there's our final answer for these two problems. And the very last one. Okay. It's pretty similar to this one. But yeah, here we go. Hopefully you guys are with me. Hopefully let's finish this. We got this far in this journey. Like, don't get fatigued. Don't get tired on me. Like, let's do this. This is the last one. We're right there. And this is 10 radical 6. What? Okay, so this is the hypotenuse. And the short side, remember, is half of the hypotenuse. So half. We would take 10 radical 6 and divide it by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. We're not going to divide this 2 in that radical 6 because this is a number that doesn't have a radical. This has a radical. They don't mix. So don't mix it up if you can't, if it won't let you. So that's just 5 radical 6. Okay, so here's what x equals that. Now y, oh, I forgot to put the 30 right there. Yeah, you should have said something. Okay, and then y is the middle side times radical 3. So we're going to take, or the y is a short side times radical 3. So yeah, I'm getting fatigued. This is the last one. So we're going to take the short side, which is 5 radical 6, and multiply it by radical 3. Remember, it's the short side times radical 3. But let's simplify it. Let's make it look nicer. Radical times a radical. So we're only multiplying the radicals together. Would be radical. So radical 6 times radical 3 would be radical 18 and 5. And you may be so so tempted to box this to say this is your final answer, but you know better. We can simplify this some more. Radical 18. Let's factor tree it. Two numbers that multiply to 18 are 9 and 2. Two numbers that multiply to 9 are 3 and 3. What do we look for? Pairs. So really, let's put the 5 right here. This 5 is this 5. But radical 18 is really 3 square root of 2. Simplified, right? Radical 18 is 3 square root of 2. But there's a 5 there, so we're going to multiply those. 5 times 3 is 15 radical 2. Wow. All right, so there it is. I mean, there might be some other variations of this, but work up to it, okay? So make sure you know the basic ones from like numbers 1 through 4, okay? 1 through 5. And yeah, so yeah, that was a wrong one, but yeah, make sure you know how to do these first 4, okay? And then it gets fancier. If you want to then get fancy, okay, and then do number 5. Make sure you can do number 5, but make sure, okay, you know the pattern. The pattern is short side is half of the hypotenuse. Half the hypotenuse is twice as long, and the middle side is whatever the short side is times radical 3. Okay, and then work up to getting fancy, and then you'll get these, and you'll be great, and you'll be a fancy, great person.